Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Greetings, everyone. Dr. Annette West, Publishing Pusher here. Thanks for joining me in the Jet Name Publishing, talking all things books. Yes, the operative words, all things. I'm excited you're here. You listen in, share your thoughts. You don't have to be live on the screen to be able to talk. And I want you to know your success is my business. I'm here to assist you, support, empower, inspire as we pull out those thoughts to get these books accomplished. Thanks again for joining me.
Again, great morning, great morning, great morning. Hi, Miss Anna.
Good morning.
Let's see. Change my screen. There we go. How you doing, Miss Anna?
Doing all right. Busy week, but I'm putting in the things you've been telling me about and eager to see what I'm going to learn today.
Wonderful. Whew. So much to do, Miss Anna. Oh my goodness gracious. I have I'm working on a long project for some AI publishing training. So I'm going through this company. Yes.
Mentioning AI, I've mentioned before that I was working to convert my novel into a movie script. Chat GTP will do that. And I'm wondering whether the person that I have hired to do that is using that. It really doesn't matter if it works, but I found out that uh, it will convert 15 to 20 pages a week from the prose in the novel to the formal script that producers are looking for. I tried it last night. Within 10 minutes, I had a script for scene one from book one. It wasn't exactly what I would have wanted, but it was in the format that I needed, which meant it would not be difficult to adjust the dialogue or the pacing or whatever to what I wanted. But that's one of the things that AI can do. And for those who are looking for ways to make that move, give it a try. Right now, it's free.
Yeah, the actually what I'm doing is not free. And but I'm going to this AI Publishing Academy. So I've
Mm-hmm.
signed up for this academy. So it's going to be a long process. It was pricey, but I figure I need to learn these things as
Mm-hmm.
a professional in this arena. I need to know these things.
Mm-hmm.
And in my dialoguing, I asked a question. I was like, I told them about when I mentioned on here how I had ran a piece on when I was in Grammarly, and I had ran a piece to check the plagiarism. And after I checked the plagiarism, it said nothing. And then after I checked the AI, it came up saying that there were pieces of AI, and then it told you like where those things were. And I actually started opening up pieces, and I was like, what the world is this? This is not what I had on the screen. So I asked the question because even if you use AI, it's not going to do everything for you.
No, you've
You
got to
still
have the
have to
human.
know, the human element is necessary. So even if it did 80% of the content that you wanted, you've got to read through it. You've got to make sure that the sentences are connected the way you want to, that everything is, that the content is analyzed, is cohesive, the syntax. You got to pay attention to all of those things. You got to do the editing. You can't assume that, this stuff is going to do it for you. You can't do the proofreading. So there's a lot of things that that we cannot expect the system to do. So it is a tool that we can use to enhance what we are doing. Now I'm gonna tell you, when we first started talking about this, I was adamant. I was like, ain't no way I'm using no chat GPT, right? I ain't using this AI stuff. That's what I said, right? But then the more I started, and I heard the Lord say, things do evolve. Everything is evolving, and sometimes it's moving faster than we would expect, but it's still evolving. So are you going to be left behind, or are you going to get on board and do the things and learn the things that you need to learn? So I signed up for it. I had my first meeting with my coach yesterday. It was a good session. I have another session next week. They had gave me so much stuff that I have to go through. And you know what? One of the things we talked about yesterday, and this is something for all of us, when we know that we want to do something new, but we already have a lot of things going on, you got to give up something. You got to step back from something. You cannot already be in overload and then say, well, I'm still going to get this done, because you may get some things done, but you're not going to get it done at the magnitude that you could. So what I decided to do yesterday after I came off that session, I no longer have Instagram on my phone. I no longer have Facebook on my phone. I took my Twitter off my phone, even though I didn't use it very much. I took Twitter off. I took Threads off. So all of those social platforms, I took them off my phone. And I'm going to keep them off my phone. I don't know how long, but I need to refocus. And if I need to go to something, I can pull up my computer, which takes extra energy, and get the passcode and all of that stuff and put in there, which I'm probably not going to want to do a whole lot. But we have to adjust something, right? We have to adjust something. So I also looked at, okay, how am I utilizing my time? If I go to bed at 9 at night, I don't have a reason to still be in the bed at 7 in the morning unless I just want to be there. Okay, I've already gotten my 7 to 8 hours of sleep, so I'm just not moving, right? So I was like, you know what? Lord, I need to get back on my original schedule, which is 5 a.m. 5 a.m., be up, do what I need to do, have my devotion, my time with you, do my prayer, and by 5:30, I can be on the screen. 5:30 to 6:45, I'll work on this. That was my plan. So I'm going to be like the military, where this morning I got more done before 9 o'clock than most people get done in a day. I'm going to say that.
And as we're talking about using the AI, because it is so readily available, many of the editors and publishers are being more alert to the content that we submit. Those who use Kindle Direct Publishing may have already noticed that one of the things you have to click before you can move on with even previewing, you have to indicate whether or not you use any AI material. And this says it's not don't use it, it's use it ethically. And so it's coming. And there's, as you said, mentioned, when you use Grammarly, it did not point out what had been borrowed and not given credit for. We have been teaching for a long time, have been doing this for a long time. In fact, the president of one of our graduating classes had to resign from his office when the history teacher uploaded his history paper and found it had been written by a student at a college. So this is over 15 years ago. So this technology has been around for a while. It has just not been readily available to the general public. But it's something that's coming, and we may as well understand how it's used, even if we choose not to use it.
Yes, so I'm excited about it. Just in the workshop that I went to last week, that was a determined. I've been looking at this for a couple of years, these guys for a couple of years, and I finally said, you know what? You invest in everything else. You invest in everybody else. Do this for yourself. So I signed up for it. I'm glad I did, but it is going to challenge me in this next year to to really zone in, to be able to leverage
Mhm.
the way that I should be able to. Because a lot of us can do more. It's
Mhm.
just that, sometimes we say, I really want to do this, but I don't want to pay for that. And we talk about how at some point you're going to have to invest something in yourself. You just have to decide what your budget is. I happen to have a bigger budget this year because I didn't do a whole lot of things earlier in the year, and I didn't do as much last year. So therefore, the money that I was putting in my budget was still in my budget. So I could invest in a bigger project this year, in hopes of generating more resources to go forward and do more things.
Okay. Oh, may I thank Jerry publicly
Of
here?
course.
Jerry, I had the interview with Crystal. It turned out well, and she clipped 3 portions that I can now use in other places on topics that we talked about. Part of her package was the interview, which she already published, and then sent me some little clips that I could use. And I don't have the technology to do that. And the gentleman who makes the movies that you posted in here last week, I did contact him, had an online, what do you call it, consultation with him. And if things work out, that's probably the person that I'll go to make the pilot film, uh, just because, mainly because he asked the right questions.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he has the local resources to do it. And then when I sent him a copy of the book, he got all excited, like, I can't wait. I said, you're going to have to wait. I can't afford you yet. So, but thank you so much for connecting me with both.
You're
Both
welcome.
turned out to be
He's an incredible
very
guy.
pleasant
Yeah.
people with whom to work, and those who sound like they know what they're doing and want to help me do what I do better.
Yeah. Eric, he's an incredible guy. I remember when I first met him, he invited my son and I to interview one of his artists that he was producing a series of music videos.
Mhm.
And his work is incredible. He's basically self-taught film guy,
Right.
you know.
And I think that's what I need at this time, someone who does it all, so that when I get a price, it's going to be a package that he can fulfill. Whereas before, every step somebody was asking for something. And as we've learned, all of the people I talked to had different criteria for what they wanted.
Right.
And being able to work with one person whose final products are good, it'd be better to pay one person to do it all because they understand, from reading the book, him or herself, to publishing the film with conversations with me in the interim, is better than buying one thing from someone on this corner, someone in the next
Right.
town, and someone from across the town, because they end up with different visions for the piece. And you're spending all that time trying to help them understand.
Yeah. Sure.
A
Yeah,
professional.
I thought you guys would click well because he started as an author first, and he has like a lot of books. He actually owns
Mhm.
a bookstore. I think he still owns his bookstore too over near Ocean City in Maryland. So
Okay.
he started where you started, writing, and then
Mhm.
he just grabbed the whole industry and put it under one umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So awesome. Hope that worked out well.
I hope it works out well, and that the pilot show will show on your channel.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him too, just watching how he operates. And he's no joke. Especially when people start entering their work into film festivals, then
Yeah.
they're serious.
Hmm.
And like I said, we just started one out, and like I really wanted to start investing the puppet programming into some festivals, but I still got a little ways to go with the development. And now on the conversation that you guys were just having with AI, because it was just my kids and I that was doing all the work. And now that my son is working with the NFL, he's all, and he has his film out there too. It was kind of hard to really get anything out of him. And my daughter, her whole thing was we got to rewrite all of this stuff that was out there on the public domain. Because let's face it, the parents and the care providers for children are pretty much Generation X and baby boomers. So they're exposing the kids to what they know. That's why you look up old titles like Humpty Dumpty and Bingo Had a Farm, whatever, on McDonald. They get a lot of hits. You know, their hits are still out there. So my daughter just didn't agree with some of that material. And AI has helped us tremendously because, matter of fact, I just finished writing 2 children's books just this week. And we're actually converting it to animation right now so we can add on a puppet show. So that's the kind of stuff that that's the reason why I need AI to get through some of the long steps. Like they want to see storyboards. So we got to do storyboards for the puppet show. It's different than doing the talk shows, the TV talk shows. That's on you guys. Like Dr. Annette, that's you in front of the camera and speaking. But with the puppets and stuff, we got to do a storyboard, and the AI helps with that very fast. Yeah. So you got to do.
And for us to know that people are using that, because how could he turn this out so quickly? I just handed it to him last week. It usually takes me a week to read the book, let alone read it and convert it. And when you can upload it into one of these programs and get out, but you know what the final product must be. And so you can make it, you can personalize it.
Yeah.
In ways that you would not have been able to do if you had to generate it all yourself the first time.
Yeah.
Dr. West, you had a topic for today. I'm going to hush.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say about the AI is that the Chat GPT, there's a free portion, right?
Correct.
But we know even though you start out with free, everything begins to cost something as you want to do more in that arena.
Correct.
And the more advanced you want your content, the more you're going to invest. I like to use the word invest, that you're going to have to invest. So even if somebody's working your book, I'm sure they're paying a decent fee for the portion of the AI that they are using. There's not a whole lot of these entities, but the ones that are out there, they can sell themselves. And when you look into them and you see all the opportunities for advancement and creativity that's there for you, then you will most likely say, oh, I can use this for publishing, or I can use this for television network, or I can use this for films. It's just open what we are able to do.
It's okay if our goal is to tell the truth ethically. And if I can get these books out to these children so that they can learn to read and think and do, and I can do it more quickly, why not use what's available?
Why not?
As long as we are being truthful about it. Jerry is producing these. He may not be creating them, but he is adapting them for the audience, and he is acknowledging, I'm getting help. Say, we've been getting help from above for a long time.
Yep.
Yep.
And we'll continue to do so.
Yeah, and one of the things when I was talking to the coach yesterday, and I was asking him about, we had mentioned this, Kindle Direct Publishing, uploading your books and stuff, and he says, oh, we've talked to the team. I mean, they've got a big program that they're doing, and they said, no, they actually are happy that you are using the technology. They just need to know that you have used it. And he was like, and one of the things is, as long as we are having our resources listed in our book, then we will be fine. If we have a resource page at the end of all the things that we've used, we will not have, he said, you will not have any problems whatsoever.
You don't have any problems with the truth.
Yeah.
If the goal is to say, be honest. We've had this all the time with research. What do you think footnotes and bibliography?
Yes. That's what I said. We've been doing this forever. We just advancing the process. So today I want to talk a little bit about, and this was a question that we was brought up maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago about customizing products for us, products that we can use to expand what we are doing. So creating products for our book brand is highly important. And what it does, it enhances our visibility, right? We want to show up, right? We want, the S model says, if you don't show up, people don't know you exist. If you don't speak out, people don't know you have something to say. And if you don't share it, people don't know what's in your toolbox. So when we have these products, it can strengthen reader engagement, and it can also bring diverse revenue streams for us, which is something that I hope we all want. We shouldn't be content. I don't believe God created us to be content. He created us to be creative. Difference there, okay? So he doesn't want us to be content in our creativity, because there's always more that we can do. So I want to talk about, throw out some things that customized products help us with, and then I may not get to all of it today, and then hopefully I'll finish it next week. But I'm going to talk about some different places that I've used or found information at that you may be interested as well. So the first thing is, it helps with your brand consistency and recognition. So when you are offered to offer products, what are these products? Simple things like bookmarks, t-shirts, whatever apparel you want, theme stationery, maybe, whatever it is, pens. You want to keep your brand in the forefront of your readers' minds. So your products bring visualization and helps to emotionally connect our audience to our book's message and its aesthetics. The second thing is reader engagement and loyalty. And we'll be talking about these things throughout different weeks as we talk about different topics, because a lot of it is relative, and we know that reiteration can be a good thing. So reader engagement and loyalty. Products provide an opportunity for us to deepen the relationship with our readers. Items like special edition covers, maybe author signed merchandise. You don't have to sign all your books, but you may have a venue where that's what you're going to do at that venue. But you can also pre-sign your books and hand them out, or have a statement already in them, and then just put your script, put your signature there. You may have exclusive content, which can also foster a sense of belonging and loyalty among your readers, because our goal is to keep our readers loyal to us. The third thing is additional revenue streams. Products can provide supplementary income beyond your book sales. Why? If your book might not sell on the table, something else you have on the table might sell. Selling branded merchandise with your theme, whatever it is. Offering value-added services, like maybe courses that are based on your book. Creating multiple avenues for profitability. The fourth thing is marketing and promotion. Branded products act as marketing tools. When readers wear or use your items related to your book, they spread that awareness and generate interest effectively, and they are serving as your ambassadors for your brand. Community building. Offering products gives you the opportunity to connect with your readers on a very personal level, whether through events, giveaways, social media campaigns. This helps to build a strong, engaged community around our books. So I want to talk about some of these things that we can spend a little bit of money on to get as products. How about those wonderful pens? Everybody likes a good pen, right? Everybody likes a good pen. And especially if it has your name on it. Let's see, this is one of my pens right here. I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's a very pretty shiny red pen. You can see the little shimmer on it. Got the little nice soft piece for your finger and your index finger to sit on. It used to have the little, what do we call it, Miss Anna, for your pad.
Stylus
Sty-
tip.
stylus tip on it. This is an old one, but then
They wear out. They wear out very quickly if you do a lot of drag and drop. But
yeah,
they
I
still
don't.
have the pin part works well for a long time.
Correct. I don't even remember when this fell off. I don't even use the stylus part, so who knows? Probably just in movement or something. But it has my ministry title on it. It has a 800 number on it, and it has the contact website on it. So pens. Now, this pen right here was done through Amsterdam Printing. Amsterdam Printing, one of my favorites, Amsterdam Printing. I'm trying to think. I don't remember this one. I don't remember. But this one was done through Amazon. Amazon. Amsterdam Printing, okay? One of my favorite places. I've gotten mugs and different things there. But you can maybe consider Vistaprint. A couple of my clients have gotten some good I wasn't a fan of Vistaprint for me personally for the things that I got, my samples, but she got hers and they looked good and it worked for her. And Vistaprint is known for its wide variety of custom pens. They offer options to add your brand name, logo, personalized messages. They also provide bulk orders at reasonable prices. Listen, I bought a box of pens. I want to say it's been over 10, 12 years. So I bought a box of just general pens. So I had the fancy pens for something that was going on for the ministry. But then I had just a basic pen, and I don't even see one in here. But I have a basic pen that's in red. When I bought those pens, they had a big special back then. I ordered 3,000 pens because the best cost was on 3,000 pens, and I paid only like about $400 for 3,000 pens. I use those pens at every retreat that I do for the ministry. I use those pens at every workshop I do for the ministry. I hand those pens out different places that I go from the ministry. Now I'm almost out of those pens. So I did go back and I looked to see, and yes, they do have the same pens. So I will be getting another bulk order of those pens because I know that's something that will always, everybody needs pens, okay? Another one that I use that is really good is National Pen. That's a pens.com. You know, they have such a wonderful design, varied designs and styles of pens. Colors. I'm always looking for red and variations in red. You see my red couch behind me and the red flowers. And personalization options also. And you can order in bulk as well at National Pen. For imprint. I like For imprint. I've used it several times in the last several years. Yeah. So they also offer customizable pens for your business and to help you do your branding. Now, what about these bookmarks? Yes. If you're an author, get you some bookmarks. I think I mentioned last time how the Centered in Christ series, the first book was Orange. It was an anthology. And in that anthology, I bought a box of 1,500 bookmarks. And I still have some. So that bookmark, when I am displaying, is always on my table as a giveaway. Even though I might have 5 different books up there, the anthology and the 4-part series, the bookmark that's free that they can take as many as they want off the table is the orange one. That's why I bought it in bulk. The one that is specific to a book, then that bookmark would be in the book when someone purchases that book. Zazzle.com. I've purchased different things there. And so they also provide custom bookmarks. You can even use your own design. You can, U printing I've used before. Also, you can design range of sizes, finishes, and cardstock options. Gotprint, the bookmarks that I've done in the Centered in Christ series. I think we did bookmarks for three of the 4 books. Those were done through gotprint.com. Very affordable. Also, variation in paper stock, finishes, whatever. And then overnight prints as well. And I think I mentioned overnight prints is good, but unless you need something in a hurry, you will not be using overnight prints because you're going to pay good for it. You might wind up paying just as much as the discount that you got on your products. So if I'm going to use overnight prints, I know that it's going to take me 2 weeks to get my content. And that's fine. I'm going to work ahead. I'm working on a booklet for the January Women's Retreat, Living Word Sisters of Valor Retreat. And I will likely, unless my page count gets too high, if I keep it at 24 pages, then I will do them at overnight prints. They'll probably cost me $2.50 or $3. I mean, I could do a book as well, but I don't want to have to build up just to say I did. And for what they're getting, their program, there will be different content in it. The overnight prints will work well for that. And I like their high glossy on their bookmarks. If you want to do any comments on anything that I've said so far, let me ask that.
I can't say that I've used most of the ones that you've mentioned, and I particularly like Vistaprint because you can customize I use them for my business cards for the most part and for postcards, and you can customize them and they come in a reasonable time, and you can change the weight of the picture.
Mhm.
And you can see what it's going to look out like before you order it. And so that is helpful for the first few times you do it. If you're not sure, you can see it. And I can't say you save a lot of money, but you get a quality product. And I did buy the stylus pens from Amsterdam, and that's what I'm taking to the convention next week.
Nice. So it's good to know because then you can do a comparative analysis. You can pull up different ones, plug in plug in your parameters and see who's giving you the best deal. That's the wonderful thing about it. At one point you could only just choose the one and you paid whatever. Now you have options. And that is a great thing. So I was mentioning the booklets as another thing we can do, and you can do that through overnight printings. There's also blurb.com. Typically the booklets are normally on average around 24 pages. I think I did a 8.5 by 11 and it was 32 pages, and the cost was maybe like $3 each one, and it was nice. And I mean, it was just a nice product. And I think it works well when you don't need a massive number of something, then it's well worth it.
Mentioning the quality of the product, please get fewer good things than lots of mess. One thing I did a couple of weeks ago, promised pages on publicity. You could different size ads for the booklet that everyone would get. We got the ads, but they were on such lightweight paper that they were probably crumbled before people got out of the event. So if you're going to pay to have your ads in a booklet, ask them the quality of it. Don't use the word quality. They'll be saying it's going to be fine.
The
Ask them what
paperweight.
weight.
Yes.
And is it going to be bound? because this was not bound, was 8 pages, but it was folded. And so when people left, if they had bought books that day, it was probably a mess by the time they got home. I got what I paid for. I got what I paid for, but it wasn't what I imagined when I was paying. So ask questions, get clarification. It still may be worth it. If I get 2 or 3 accounts just because my piece was on the back page, and when they threw it away, that's the last thing they saw. But if it's on a nice quality paper, it's more likely that people will keep it.
And I think that's really important, Miss Anna, because I've seen some things at some places that were given out and they had these beautiful people's information, and it didn't bleed through, but when you put it up, you could see the back of their content on the back of somebody's paper. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what a waste, really. What a waste. So you can do booklets at overnightprints.com. You can do Blurb, BLURB.com, Blurb. They do booklets, books, magazines. And Mixam, Mixam.com is also a excellent choice for printing booklets in various sizes with options for full color printing, high quality paper, and also different binding options. I actually have a coral bound binding machine at my house. I actually worked for the government one time, and every so often I forgot what they call it, but they just have a big sale of stuff that they're getting rid of. And I paid like $40 for a binding machine. I got a huge, beautiful laminating machine for like $100. So I got all kind of great stuff on my shelf that is available. Printninja.com is also an option. Now, this one somebody told me they use. I haven't used it, but it's called MOO.com. And they have customizable templates that you can use. So that might be, who knows, a little bit more pricey or something. Smartpress.com is also another one that we have used. If you wanted a all-in-one product platform, Etsy.com is, although it's primarily a marketplace, they offer access to many vendors who can custom create these very things that we've already talked about, different promotional items. Redbubble, I don't know if you've heard of that, redbubble.com. I've not used them, but one of my people did for some of their products. And of course, customink.com is very popular. I've used them for t-shirts at some point. And now if you were doing t-shirts, I would recommend, I think it's OOH.com. Now I've got a myriad of t-shirts that I've been ordering from this place probably about 15 years. And I've maybe ordered 4 or 5 different designs. And I can go back and I can say, okay, well, I only need 4 of this and 3 of this and 2 of this and whatever. And my minimum order might be 12 or 24. I'm always going to have no less than 24 ordered. So that I like. But I'm sure there are a myriad of places that I have not even mentioned. But for most of us, we like to hear where someone has already gotten good service and good quality outcomes, because it helps us not to have to go and dig as deep. We're still going to dig now, because we're going to go look at what they said and some of those options. And then, like I said, we're going to do our own comparative analysis, because we want to make sure that whatever we are doing, we are being cost effective with our resources. If you're looking for promotional product platforms, VistaCreate is a good one. And also promodirect.com is also an option. And so these websites will provide versatile options for us to be able to create high quality custom branded pins, bookmarks, booklets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, gloves, you name it. You can create it. I remember when I was doing my ginger business, I had aprons that had my logo on it, and I would go and I would speak on holistic wellness, and I'd be talking about ginger, and I'd have a few extra aprons on my table that would people would purchase. So we can be creative with what we are doing so that we can build and we can move ahead. So that's what I have for you today. Any final comments from anyone?
No comment, but thank you so much, Dr. West.
Thank you, Jerry, for hanging out with us today. I know you're working on your New York stuff, but thanks for hanging in with us. I hope it's been beneficial.
Yeah, I got an update for you once you close the show out.
Okay, sounds good. Miss Anna?
I would say ditto to what Jerry said. Thank you for sharing not just the resources that you have used, but some others that are available that may provide an approach. One of the things was talking about the weight of what we have printed. Learn the terminology, the names of
Yeah.
the different weights of paper, because different websites will call them different things. But if you know cardstock, you know that there are different weights of cards. And so sometime when you're out, we can get back out to the stores now. Go to the stores and see what you like and ask the names of the weights of those papers so that when you are ready to order, you are ordering what you know you're probably going to get. Keyword probably, but go for it.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in here with us today. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you next time. And I always like to say, we are blessed to be a blessing. And if we serve King Jesus, we are supposed to be the visible manifestation of his invisible presence. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.
Amen.